Hey everybody, this is something of a proof of life video. I haven't made a video in a long time. I haven't bought a card in a long time, but I'm here, and I want to say happy holidays, happy new year, and this is a noteworthy cards of 2024 video. I started 2024 off with a lot of momentum and ended in a whimper. I actually haven't gotten a card since August. So my budget, I just can't budget really for cards, and it's easier to not look at cards. Because I think, one, if I look at cards, I'll buy them. Two, I'll want them. And three, I decided to conveniently boycott eBay in previous videos. I've mentioned why. So I haven't bought a card from eBay, which was really where I was buying my cards. But now, without further delay, let's start with my bargain of the year. In that this is just an undergraded card, I think, and it's a beautiful card. It kind of calls back to my initial re-entry into vintage, which was the transition players, as my friend Shane from Shoebox Legends has lent me that vocabulary. Transition players. He's a former Negro Leaguer who became an MLB Hall of Famer, as you know, Minnie Minoso. I'm watching The Bear on Hulu, and it takes place in Chicago, and they gave props to Mr. Minoso. Modern card of the year for me. It's a fairly, standard. It's a PSA 9, but this is such a freaking cool card, right? To have it in like really sharp condition with the gold foil up here. Pujols and Ichiro in one card. That's sweetness, hard to resist. This is my 19th century die cut of the year. I don't think I got a better 19th century die cut in all of my collection in 2024 than this card. Now this guy, C.W. Bennett, is a very interesting story, worthy of a video all of his own. John Mangini has mentioned him and has given a bit of a summary on him as well. Very interesting dude. Cool story, but not right now. Went to some of my oversized cards of 2024 because a lot of them were good. Mel Ott. Back, Mangini also mentioned on my video where I first, let me take this out of this. Mangini, I've heard that he is now El Presidente. Congrats on that. So I did vote for you, Mangini, by the way. Mel Ott, Mangini mentioned that this is his rookie. He said, if you care about that kind of thing, which, yeah, it's funny how it doesn't really have a lot of play in pre-war rookies, but yeah, that's nice. I'm pretty psyched to hear that. The Raja, Mr. Raja Hornsby, not the best looking card of the set, but you know what? I consider him to be one of the all-time greats. I consider him to be maybe. I think I value him a little bit higher than the hobby does in general. So I'm really happy to have this card. He's one of my dudes. A couple of oversized cards that I had been buying after for a while, both of which I bought raw and I graded myself. Here we have the 1952 Redman with tab, Ted Williams. It's a nice specimen. Graded 3. Cool card. It's pretty sweet. Happy to have it, and I'm happy that I don't know when I'll get another card, to be honest. I really don't know. Like another big card, and like, a couple $100 card. I don't know. So just to get this card, and this was, I think I spent, I don't know, I think I spent a couple $100 on this card, raw, before I got it graded. So I don't know when I'll get another card of this caliber. So Ted Williams is also one of my guys. It's just nice to to seal the deal on with my Ted Williams collection with a red man. And then this card I've been trying to get for a long time. They don't come up that much, and they tend to be what I would call overpriced. Maybe they're appropriately priced, but I find them to be overpriced. So I had to wait to get one raw, and then get it graded and hope that it came back a grade rather than an authentic. That was my hope, because it does have some alien substance, which is, the scrapbook paper that it was clearly glued to for probably a century, maybe. I've tried to research this, but I haven't come to any real conclusions. But this may be the first European baseball card, British baseball card, or it's a trade card really, but it might be the first representation of baseball in an obtainable trade card. That sounds reasonable since it's from 1878. And the depiction of baseball is really cool here. It tells you something about how baseball was played. It's super interesting to kind of just like stare at this card and see where everything is and how everything looks, with the grandstand and everything like that. I love it. And I'm a big fan of these baseball around the world cards. Now, my big guys. And I want to, back to the baseball around the world. Here is a Babe Ruth card. It is not marked Babe Ruth. It's 1929. There was a Japanese postcard the same year, 1929, with the same image. That card does say it is a Babe Ruth card. It's the same image. So this is for sure a Babe Ruth card. And it's probably, one of the better deals of a playing days Babe Ruth card. So 1929 Babe Ruth card, UK baseball. It's one of those sports and games around the world cards. And I freaking love this card. I might like the Japanese postcard a little better, but this is the smaller image. It's the tobacco size, which I can't complain about that. And then we have what I would consider to be my big card, one card that I really wouldn't want to close out my collecting days without. And I say that, I know that sounds so sad when I say that, but I just don't know when I'll be able to really buy cards again. So, so Satchel Paige, man. This, it's a 3, but it's a beautiful 3. So, it's a great card. The only Satchel Paige Topps card in existence. Funny that he's on the Browns. Clearly he came up with the Cleveland Indians. And I know there are a couple of other playing days cards of him in the major leagues that have him playing for the Indians. This is my favorite looking card of all of his playing days cards. It's the least valuable as well, but it's very valuable, obviously. And this was a tough one for me to get, and I pulled the trigger on this in January. So, that's when I was still, hot. These are my cards that are so cool looking that I felt like I needed to have them in my collection. This card just always strikes me as like, it's like a logo. This is just such a cool stylistic baseball pose. It's from the 1946 Propagandists. It's Jim Tabor, I think. And this isn't really about the player. It's really about that image, which is so amazing to me. And then finally, image-wise, my big card of the year, my favorite looking card that I've gotten all year, and it might be my favorite looking card in my collection. If not, it's in the top couple. And this is a card that John 3D80s Kid hooked me up with. When I say I paid him, he got it at the National. I said, if you can find this card, I gave him a price range. He found it in that price range. And Red Ames, look at that angle. It's just such a stylistic pose or angle with the red. It is such a cool image. I had a really hard time buying it online. I was looking for it for like a year plus. I'd only ever seen it come up once, and I lost on the auction. And then my son came home, and he's decided to say hello in the video after his bike ride.
Hello.
What do you think of this card, Alex? I'm saying this is the best looking card in my, yeah. Okay, Alex, seal of approval. Anyway, so I leave you. Happy New Year. Be inspired by this image. Don't be sad for me as I talk about this with some finality. It's not over, but I just don't know when I'm going to seriously be able to buy cards again for financial reasons. Just being real. All right. I'm cool with it, so don't worry about me. Anyway, I appreciate you guys. You guys keep rocking it. I live vicariously through you. And let's have a happy 2025. I look forward to see what you guys get. All right. Bye.